So today I got to go for a 10-hour drive, 5 hours each way, to pick up this Survivor. This is a really good shape for being 20 years old. And yes, it has a couple of things that, are issues, but for being 20 years old, it's actually in decent shape. And it had some nice parts here and there, and then some very unusual things going on with it. But let me go through it. So this is an sv650. It has a whopping like 8,000 miles on it. Let's see what it comes down to. 7,700. So low mile bike for 20 years. That's literally nothing. It has a couple of things. Well, let's talk about what I see done to it, and let's talk about what's good, bad, or otherwise. So it has the lower fairings. Unfortunately, this one right side clearly had a mishap of some kind. Yeah, a couple of cracks here and there. Not a huge deal, and doesn't even detract from the bike cosmetically. You can barely notice it. It has the lower fairings. It has a scorpion pipe and the seat cowl with infills, which is a pretty rare thing in orange. Definitely not common. Then it also has the orange undertail color matched, which is cool. Carbon fiber hugger, which is probably one of the rarer things. Honestly, I don't think this is carbon fiber. I think this is like fiber print. Yeah, you can see from underneath there's no pattern on the inside. So this is just like a hugger that has been, I guess hydro dipped or whatever with carbon print. No huge deal. The left side's nice and fine. And the guy that had it, he said he was having some issues with like ergonomics, stuff like that, just from I guess size and possibly age or whatever. So he lowered the rear, and then for the front he got these really strange SV Racing Parts clip-ons, and they're really meant to go underneath the triple, but because he wanted it lower, and I guess he wanted the bars higher, he put them above, and then, so he dropped the forks in the triple and then clamped it above. But it feels really odd to me, because it feels super narrow and it feels really weirdly close. Like if I sit on it, I know this is going to be hard to see. If I lean forward, my elbow is basically hitting me in the side. So, and then they feel really like crunched into the inside. Like I feel, not how I would do it, but he did what he had to do to, keep riding the bike, with like reach issues or whatever. So probably that is the only questionable choice on the bike. The eBay gas cap, whatever, like it works. It also, if you heard that little psst, I think it would actually vapor lock the tank because it's not venting right. But I don't know if that truly matters or not. He's got another thing that's in here that's that I would not call a good choice. So he's got frame sliders of some kind. They feel almost ABS-y rather than Delrin-y. But he's got them mounted to the bendy bracket that is not a frame slider bracket. It is the fairing mounting bracket. And this setup is probably the reason for this damage, because rather than protecting the bike, it would actually just bend that curvy bracket further and bend it easier. So this basically acts like a lever to transfer energy. So not the best idea, unfortunately. The better way to do that is to use like no-cut sliders, or like RNG or SV Racing Parts has them. And the better way to, or if you do have a set of lowers, leave those bendy brackets for mounting them, but don't put the nubs on them. The nubs will make it worse. So, obvious question, what's my plan for it? And my plan for it is to be determined, because right now, it's a really cool bike. I really kind of like it. Once I, undo a couple of the modifications, it should ride reasonably well. I took it around the block and, it ran, shifted, and all that stuff. Did all that fine. So, it works. The one thing, there was like zero action out of the rear brake, so I know I have to bleed that, do all the like maintenance stuff. No big deal. And then, at that point, maybe I'll keep it. Maybe it'll be for sale. Maybe one of my friends wants it, which is basically doing both. Because every time like one of my local friends buys things, I'm like, okay, that's cool. You can happy to give you a deal, but make sure I got right of first refusal if you decide to sell it. So really, a couple of like little blemishes here and there. Like obviously, it's been clunked on the left side, so mirror, main fairing, and the side fairing and stuff like that. But really, none of this is a big deal. It's a perfectly rideable bike, and in 20 years that's going to happen. I would actually say that for 20 years old, this is in better shape than most of these bikes are. So anyway, just thought I'd share. Thought you guys would like this.